What's up YouTube? Shinobi Trades here, and we're going to go through the walkthrough of today's trades. Today is April 29th, 2025, and let's see what happened. As always, I like to look at three different scenarios. Well, actually today we're going to do a little different. We're going to look at two because two of them were the exact same. So normally we look at what did the algorithm or just my plain strategy or signals, what did it do and what did it produce. We'll look at what I was actually able to do and pull out of the market using my algorithm or using my strategy. And then what is the max potential, meaning if everything went absolutely 100% perfect, where I got in at the perfect area, I got out at the max profit, what that would look like. All right, so we're going to go through and look through to see what happened for today. So I'm going to back this up actually, and we'll start through and walk through everything. So for today, had a short bias. Market came in a little bit earlier on pre-market, so I had a short bias, and I actually had placed this trade a little bit after 8 o'clock. I like to come in and start looking at the markets around 8. I don't like to really come in before then. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that. It's just my own personal preference, how I like to do things. So price came in. I did take a trade. Originally, my stop was higher. And like I've said in previous videos, I don't like to have a really defined stop. I just kind of let it do what it's going to do. I start off usually with say 100 points, but then as the market starts progressing and moving forward, I try to react to the market instead of predict it. So it'll let me know where do I need to put my stop at. And what happened is after this short, I had the market start coming up, and that let me know, you know what, we should be going down, but we're not. We're going up, so time to adjust the stop. So I dropped this all the way down to here, just in case we might um, come up and then drop down. But what ultimately ended up happening was price just ended up rocketing through there. Now, what did kind of hurt is right after that, the overall idea was correct, right? To go down, just had the timing wrong. And I mean, that's something that happens in trading. There's no real way around it. But I mean, it is what it is. It happens. Got a small loss, not a super big deal. That's the reason why we have risk management, use correct contract size, things like that. So you can withstand certain things. So moving forward, the market went through. I was looking for possible another short, but it never really gave it to me. I started getting more momentum going back up, so didn't take any trades over here, normally like how I would, because again, this started showing me that we're going to start making that move back up. So we're just waiting, and up here we did get another entry. All right, that was letting me know, hey, it might be still going back to the downside. My overall higher time bias hasn't changed yet. So I was looking to see if I can get this pullback and then get the drop. I did actually get into this trade right here, but it just blasted straight through that. Didn't stop, didn't pull back, and then the market was kind of telling me again, hey, you know what, we're going to be going back up. I put my stuff just above here just to see if maybe I can uh, possibly hold that, and it didn't. It ended up going sideways for just a moment, teased as if it was going to drop, and then it just broke higher. What was a little frustrating is right after that, we did drop back down, so just barely tapped out. And what I'm thinking is kind of went back into these overnight highs over here and then made the drop. But, again, not going to predict the future. I'm just going to react to the market. That's all. It is until it isn't. So I did try to get into another short, thinking, all right, we might finally go ahead and make the drop and go back down. And in this one, price actually did react and looked like it was trying to make a move. It went down about 43 points, but then once again pushed back up. The bulls were just not letting up, and yeah, once again pushed up on my stop at right around here, and it looked like we might have given me a chance, but then boom, just pushed up and took me out again. So by this time I was a little frustrated. This comes to the end of that major trading time that I like to have. I still will keep trading on throughout the rest of the day, but the prime time for me is between that 12, between that 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. time. That's when I tend to see the biggest moves. It was a little frustrating because we kind of were getting the sideways move. We had the market come in, drop down, push up a little bit, and basically come right back to the center line. And it kept happening. That's one, two, twice it happened here. Over here went down. So it's a little frustrating, but still kept to the rules, kept to our trading strategy. Had another attempt come down right over here, thinking, hey, we might finally be making this drop and gonna turn over. But what ended up happening, I had my entry sitting right here, thinking, hey, we're gonna maybe pull back up and I can go for the drop. and it sat sideways for a moment, and then to this time it just went straight up. Fainted like it was gonna go down. I was thinking, all right, you know what? Finally got the move, and we might go ahead and start making new lows and push down for the day. But nope, it just popped straight through. Did not care, popped straight through, and yeah, that was the last trade for me. Because from there I got beat up today. I got, what is that, -5 over 6, about 66 here, 45 here, and we're looking at, we'll call it 44 right there. So all in all, end up getting hit for about 150, 159, 160 points, somewhere around there. It's a little rougher today, but that's okay. Again, that's the reason why I use a good contract size so we can withstand these things, just in case, because sometimes the market just does not line up with the strategies you're using. Today for me, it didn't line up. Yesterday, it worked really well. Today, yeah, this was a little bit harder market for me to trade, but that's all right. Now, going over, looking at what the max potential was for today, and again, max potential meaning if everything was pristine. This is basically impossible to do, but it's still a cool thing, or at least I think it's a cool thing to look at to see, okay, what is the maximum amount that if everything went perfect, the perfect entry, perfect exit, meaning you got in at the exact perfect spot, you got out exactly where the highest amount of profit was at, what would that look like, and what could that possibly be? So let's going back and looking at everything over here. The entry went down and went down about 40 points, so that would have been really cool. This one, there was never really went to profit, just went straight up. This one actually, max went about 43 points, and then over here, it never really got into profit, went just basically straight up. So kind of adding all that up together, it had been a lot better day. Now, granted, again, it's not something you really can achieve. You cannot be perfect, but it is good to kind of see, okay, what was the potential for that day? And adding everything up, you're looking closer to just minus 26 points. So much better than what ended up happening for the day for myself, which was minus 159, 160 points. So the overall goal with any strategy is to try to get as close to the maximum potential as possible. Again, you're never going to get that. It's next to impossible. Even you might get it on one trade, but a collection of trades for the entire day, it's yeah, you're if you do get that, you will be ridiculous. If you're able to somehow get that on a regular basis, like you're millionaire right off the bat. It'd be just too easy. But for the rest of us mortals, the thing is just trying to get as close to the potential as possible, get as much as you can out the market. All right, but it is what it is. Tomorrow's another day. These markets aren't going anywhere. They've been here way before any of us would even thought of, and they'll be here way after. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this one a day. Make sure you Make sure you like and subscribe. Can't talk anymore. And see you tomorrow. Peace.